All right, welcome to Politically Homeless. My name is Dave, and I know a lot of people don't take what I say very seriously about these super safe and effective products. We've been told over and over again, and how amazing they are. And Operation Warp Speed, the greatest thing that's ever been done. This is one. By the way, you Trumpers, this is one of the reasons I cannot stand Donald Trump. I can't stand somebody who, okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You didn't know, you didn't know, but you're still telling people just, I don't know, a few days ago how this was the greatest thing that humanity has ever known, thanks to you, that you did this. And thanks to you, millions of lives were saved. All right. So Tucker is going to ask Dr. Ladapo, who is the Surgeon General in the state of Florida, Harvard educated PhD. I would say the guy is fairly smart. I'm wondering if the people who don't like Dr. Ladapo are a bunch of racist people running around and making these statements about Dr. Ladapo. If you didn't notice here, he is the dark-skinned man over here. So just putting it out there. It's fine to use racism, by the way, when it fits your agenda. But when it doesn't fit your agenda, then, it's full steam ahead, whether it's Clarence Thomas or Dr. Ladapo. So let's roll this. You're not going to believe the question, and you're not going to believe the answer to this question.
You think it's likely happening that humanity itself is being changed forever by this round of mRNA vaccines?
Yes, I do. I do. And that's based on, just the things that I just said and the fact that it is possible. So again, the question is it actually happening? And frankly, my instinctive feeling is that totally it's happening. The extent to which it's happening, the degree to which it's happening, any particular lots for which it's worse or sort of less prominent. And those are questions that should be characterized. But if I had to place a bet on what the likely answer to that question is, yeah, I do think that it's probably happening. I think it would.
I mean, this is incomprehensible. What he just said. This is incomprehensible. And humanity just, yeah. What's on the TV tonight? The basketball game I can watch? Maybe I can watch America's Got Talent tonight. What the hell are we doing? If this, all right, let me say this, okay? So if this guy's claim isn't correct, then someone come along and debunk the crap out of it. I mean, he goes on to say, by the way, he doesn't just say this is changing your inside. He's like, this is changing your spiritual makeup. And these are things I heard at the very beginning, and I said, nah, it's just nah. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, let me share it again here, because I think he's going to go into that. Um, this just mind blowing here.
Be right in step and in sync with every terrible, horrible thing that we've seen happen during the pandemic as a result of people abandoning common sense, abandoning reason, abandoning humanity in pursuit of whatever their ideological or profit fueled or greed based or greed fueled desire is. Yeah, I think it would be quite consistent with that.
Well, I'm shocked, but I guess I'm not that shocked. So let me say
Right.
something I've never said to anybody, but I've just noticed, and it always has felt a little crackpot to me, so I've never expressed it. Do you think it's possible that after getting the mRNA shot, that people's personalities might change in ways that you would notice?
We're going to enter a spiritual domain, domain here, Tucker. So I am, as you know, I went to medical school at Harvard. I got a PhD while I was in medical school. I've had multiple NIH grants, did research full time along with taking care of patients before entering this position as Surgeon General of Florida, thanks to Governor DeSantis. And I've got to tell you that, during the pandemic, you'd sometimes hear people say that this is a spiritual war. And it's a funny thing for people to say, but instinctively and intuitively, I remember the first time I heard it sort of yelled out in the middle of a press conference with Governor DeSantis out here in, I think, Bradenton, Florida. I responded immediately that yes, to the person in the audience who said yes, it is a spiritual war, and it absolutely is. And this has to do with intuition. Again, I've left the MD PhD hat, and I'm talking just as a human being and someone who, you know, like many of us, guide their lives based on how they feel, what they feel about what truth is and what resonates. And I got to tell you that truly, you know, I think in terms of the toll, we've heard different estimates for their potential contribution to excess mortality. I think that that probably is the case, that they contribute. And I think that that is just a part of what is frankly bad and evil behind the intention of these mRNA COVID-19 vaccines and the whole entire pandemic policy approach. And I got to tell you that I do believe that it totally, it can change things that you would not expect to change from people just taking a typical vaccine like the flu vaccine.
So he basically is saying, it took him a while to say it, but this will change your personality, change literally who you are. This will change literally who you are on the inside and the outside. And so rather than ignore, okay, so this crazy claim is out there by Dr. Ladapo, right? And they've been attacking Dr. Ladapo because I think there are 10 measles cases in Florida, and it's his fault because he's, you know, against certain products. He doesn't want this product to be sold anymore, this wonderful, safe, and effective product. How could he have that point of view? Well, he just told you why. Okay. Now, you could say, well, he left the realm of science, Dave, and he's talking about how he feels about something. And all right, but you combine a scientific mind with a spiritual mind, and you get to a place where, yeah, this is definitely possible. Now, he did mention, you know, it depends on what batch, what lot you received, because there's been a lot of talk about that. And some crazy conspiracy theorists think that certain people got, more potent batches than other people did. You know, maybe blue states got certain batches and red states got certain batches. I don't know how they did it. It's stupid. It seems very arbitrary, though. It seems very random. But they know where all this stuff went and who it went to. I mean, my goodness. Are we ever going to wake up from our stupor? And look, again, if you're a skeptic, okay, so let's have a debate. Let's talk about this. Let's say, he's just using his feelings. He used reasoning to tell you why this stuff gets in your physical body, and it doesn't just go away, and it makes changes. And I remember there were certain people at the very beginning who were screaming about this, and they couldn't get anywhere near the mainstream. Now, this video currently is on YouTube. This is Tucker Carlson being Tucker Carlson. I don't always agree with Tucker on everything. But you know what's good about Tucker is he'll ask a question that nobody else will ask. All right. And he's not wrong about everything. I mean, there are certain people in the media who want to just paint him as a lunatic, and this is why Fox kicked him off the air. You could say Fox kicked him off the air because, he was getting these incredible ratings based on the fact that he wasn't covering the same story in the same way that everybody else covers it. But people owe it to themselves to do research and to get all the opinions on this topic based on the claims of this one man who, again, is credentialed. He should not be laughed at. I know it partly because he's a Christian and he believes in God, and he believes in the spiritual realm. And he's talking here about how it's a spiritual battle. 100% agree, by the way, 100,000% agree what he's saying. And that doesn't make me an idiot or a noob, or, it doesn't make me somebody who should be just cast out of society. Now, I'm not a QAnon. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm not for make believe. This isn't make believe. Okay. This isn't a Ouija board. This isn't like, hey, let's do some medium spiritual stuff here and we'll conjure up some spirits and we'll talk about it. No, this is science. He's telling you that your personality and your DNA are affected by this. And that changed. And Tucker's like, well, that would change humanity forever. And we just sit here like, it'll change humanity forever. We just changed humanity forever. So people who run around talking about the mark of the beast, if this ain't it, it's really close. It's definitely like, okay, that would be like God giving you a dress rehearsal. Okay, let's see if you can discern and rely on me rather than rely on Dr. Fauci. Let's see if you can do that. And billions of people failed. They failed. And I'm not boasting, but I was not one of those people who failed that test. Not boasting. I was terrified. I'm like, no, I'm not putting this stuff inside me, my family. Nope, not going to happen. So anyway, this full interview is up to go ahead and watch, and I would suggest that people go ahead and watch the entire thing. This is the scariest moment, though, in humanity's history. It's the scariest moment. If this is true, this is the beginning of the end of this planet, at least the human part of this planet. It's different. It's changed. It will probably go on, maybe, but it's not the same as it was. This is not God's order and God's creation if this is what is actually happening out there. And by the way, Dr. Ladapo also attributes this super safe and effective product to all of the excess mortality out there, the stuff that Dr. Campbell has been talking about, and was the first guy to basically break through the censorship because he was putting out statistics. So I don't know if this video that I'm doing is going to go through because I'm a small potatoes channel, and they certainly don't want me to get traction, because if I start getting traction, I'm going to put more stuff like this out there for people to see. The only reason I haven't is because the videos have been censored or demonetized, and I'm just like, really? People need to know the truth. So, and if this isn't the truth, guess what? You need to know this side of the story. You do.